Today we are going to learn the balance portion of our chapter winds, storms and cyclones. In the previous class we learned about winds and storms. Winds and storms. Today we are on wind storms. Then we learn about thunderstorms. How thunderstorms produced? Yes, we know that thunderstorms are produced. Yes, we learn about thunderstorms. Okay. Then how a thunderstorm becomes. Today we are going to learn about how a thunderstorm becomes a cyclone. Thunderstorm becomes a cyclone. Have you heard the word cyclone? Have you heard the word cyclone? Cyclone. Cyclone means a strong winds. Cyclone means strong winds. There are different factors depend on the cyclones forming cyclones. The factors like wind speed, then wind direction, then temperature, humidity, etc. These are the factors that develop a cyclones. Which are the factors that develop a cyclone? First, wind speed. First one, wind speed. Then humidity. Second one, humidity. Third one, wind direction. Wind speed, wind direction, wind speed, humidity, then temperature. These are the factors that depend for forming the cyclones. Temperature. Then once again, which are the factors contribute to the development of a cyclone? First one, wind speed, then humidity, then third one, wind direction, then fourth one, temperature. These are the factors contribute the development of a cyclone. Factors contribute to the development of cyclones. Once again, in the previous class we learned about winds and storms. Today we learn about cyclone. The different factors contribute to the development of cyclones. Cyclones are wind speed, then humidity, wind direction and temperature. In your textbook, page number 88, figure 8.11, we can see how a cyclone is formed. The formation of a cyclone. The figure represents the formation of a cyclone. From this figure we can identify that the cyclones contains the eye. The cyclones contain eye. The center of a cyclone is a calm and quiet area. The center of a cyclone. The cyclone center is calm area. Center of the cyclone is center of the cyclone is a calm area. Center of the cyclone is a calm area. That calm area is called the eye of cyclone. Is the eye of cyclone. The center of the cyclone, that is center is a calm area. So it is called as eye of the cyclone. It is called as eye of the cyclone. Page number 88, we can see the eye of the cyclones here. The center of the cyclone is called the eye of the cyclone. It is the calm area. The center of the cyclone is calm area. Okay, all of you understood how a cyclone is formed. How a cyclone is formed. First of all, the structure of a cyclone. The structure of a cyclone contains the center of the cyclones, that is the calm area. That calm area is called the eye of cyclone. That is called the eye of the cyclone. Cyclone means the strong or the heaviest storms produced is called a cyclone. So that storm center, that means that calm area is called the eye of that storm. Okay, then a large cyclone, a very large cyclone is a violently rotating mass air in the atmosphere. A large cyclone means the high speed wind. The high speed wind means wind is the movement of air. We know that in the previous class we learned about wind. Wind is the movement of air. The air movements makes the wind. So the large cyclone means the rotating mass of air present in the atmosphere. The rotating mass of air present in the atmosphere. That rotating mass of air moves from 10 to 15 kilometer high. That moves from 10 to 15 kilometer high. That large cyclones, large storms, large high speed storms, that means cyclones. That cyclones moving, the mass of air in the atmosphere moves in the speed of moves in a distance 10 to 15 kilometer high. 10 to 15 kilometer high. And also due to this, we know that the center of the cyclone, the center of the storm means that is eye. So that eye, the diameter of the eye varies from 10 to 30 kilometer. The diameter of the eyes varies from 10 to 30 kilometer. 10 to 30 kilometer. Here we can see that here is the formation of a cyclone. So from this we can see the center of this storm, that is the eye of the cyclone or the storm. Then the cyclones moves in a 10 to 15 kilometer high. The cyclones moves 10 to 15 kilometer high, and also its diameter of the eye varies. The diameter of the eyes varies with the increasing the height. Okay, all of you understood about it? Okay. Next one, it is a region free of clouds and has light winds. What means the eye, the center of the cyclone, the center of the storm is free of clouds and has light winds. There is no high speed winds. In the center of the cyclones, there is no high speed winds. The wind is very quiet and calm, and also there is free of clouds and has light winds. Then this around calm and quiet air region, the clear eye, there is a cloud region of about 150 kilometer in size. We can see here 150 kilometer high. That means, all of you listen. Then here is the eye of the cyclone or the eye of the storm. So this eye is the center of the storm. That means center of the cyclone. So the center of the cyclone varies by increasing the distance of the calm and quiet area. And also then we can see that here in this portion there is no clouds and strong or high speed winds. In the winds present in the eye or the center region of the cyclones are very low. Okay, next we learn in this region there are high speed winds. That means in the region from the center of the cyclone to the 10 to 15 kilometer high, there is high speed winds are present, and also thick clouds are present, and also heavy rain is also present with the that high speed wind. That high speed wind, that is that high speed winds goes up to 150 to 250 kilometer height. 150 to 250 kilometer height. Along with that high speed winds contain more clouds, then more clouds, high speed winds, and also rain, and also it contains rain. Okay, then away from this region the wind speed gradually decreases. From that figure we can identify, we can found that away from the region, away from the high speed wind region, high speed wind region, the speed of the wind decreases gradually, and the formation of a cyclone is a very complex process. The formation, we know that the cyclone is very, it is a destructive disaster formed in our earth. So it is a complex process, and also in the region, about the structure of a cyclone, the cyclone contains an eye. That eye is situated, the eye is present in the central region of the cyclones. Here then it is a calm and quiet area. There is no high speed winds and clouds present. Then the speed of the winds increased from 10 to 15 kilometer high, and also the high speed wind can move from 150 to 250 kilometer high. 150 to 250 kilometer high, and also away from the cyclone we can found that the high speed winds decreases gradually. The high speed winds decreases gradually. Okay, all of you understood about the structure of a cyclone. The structure of a cyclone contains, the cyclone consists of an eye. The cyclone consists of an eye. That eye is present in the center of the storm. That center of the storm is calm. It's a calm area. It is a calm area. Okay. Then before cloud formation, then water takes up heat from the atmosphere. We know that due to the sunlight, the water present in the atmosphere changes into vapor. There is condensation, changes into vapor. Then when water vapor changes back to liquid form as raindrops. We know that there is evaporation and a condensation process takes place for the formation of rain. Then the rain is also formed due to the winds. Okay. Then this heat is released to the atmosphere. The heat released to the atmosphere warms the air around. Then the air tends to rise and cause a drop in pressure. Then more air rushes to the center of the storm. The more air rushes to the center of the storm. Then this cycle is repeated and forms a cyclone. How a cyclone formed before cloud formation? We know that the water present in the atmosphere changed into water vapor due to evaporation. Then the water vapor condenses to form into liquid form, and form a raindrops. Then the heat released in the atmosphere warms the air around it, and the cool air rushes into that place, and a pressure difference is formed. Due to this, the raindrops are dropped out. So due to this, then more air rushes to the center of the storm. This cycle is repeated and the cyclone is formed. Then there are different factors related to the formation to contribute to the development of storms, that are temperature, humidity, then high speed wind, wind direction. These are the factors that contribute to the development of cyclones. All of you understood about how a thunderstorm becomes a cyclone? A cyclone, the structure of a cyclone contains an eye. That eye is situated in the middle, that center of the storm. So the center of the storm, the eye portion is a calm area. And also if the diameter of the eye varies with the decrease in wind speed. Okay. Next, The image of the eye of a cyclone, then rising water caused by a cyclone. Here we know that in the along with the cyclone there is rain, then storms, then rain, storms, etc. are occurred. So here the pictures are given by rising water caused by a cyclone. So from this we can understand that due to the high speed winds can rising water, the water can rise up in a huge distance, Here the image of the eye of a cyclone. Here we can see the image of the eye. That means the center of the storm. The center of the storm is a calm area. The center of the storm is a calm area. Okay, all of you understood? Yes, next one, destruction caused by cyclones. Destructions caused by cyclones. Next we learn about destruction caused by cyclones. Destruction caused by cyclones. Okay. Then the cyclones, we know that it is a destructive strong winds that pushes water towards the land and also of the storms. Due to the storms, hundreds of kilometers away, the storms flow, and also it destroys buildings, houses, and also takes the life of more human beings. Okay, so the first indication of an approaching cyclone is the first indication. How we know that the cyclone is coming near to our place. First indication is of an approaching cyclone. Then that is first one. The water waves produced by the wind are so powerful. The water waves, we know that the water waves in the sea or the water waves produced by the wind are so powerful. The waves produced in high distances, so continuous more number of waves produced in a particular time. So the number of waves is increased. These are the first indication of a cyclone. And also we cannot overcome these the first indications. Okay, from that indication we can analyze that a cyclone is coming near to us. Okay, next one. Then the low pressure in the eye lift water surface in the center. Then the rising water may be as high as 3 to 12 meters. It appears like a water wall moving towards the shore. As a result, the seawater enters the low-lying coastal areas, causing severe loss of life and property. It also reduces the fertility of the soil. From this, we can see that the cyclone forms as a wall made of water, and also it looks like a glass funnel. And also the cyclone, the strong high speed of winds takes up water into a high distances, and that water overflow into the land areas, and it will destroy the life of human beings and also the properties present in the land side, and also it reduces the fertility of the soil. The cyclone reduces the fertility of the soil. Then next one, due to the cyclone, we know that the continuous rain, the rain cannot be stopped. The continuous rain is formed due to this flood is occurred, and also high speed winds accompanying a cyclone can damage houses, telephones, other communication systems, trees, etc. And also causing tremendous loss of life and property. These are the destructions caused by cyclones. These are the destruction caused by cyclones. Okay, which are the destructions? What are the destructions caused by cyclones? First one, we know that from the figure we can analyze that the cyclone is like a funnel shaped structure. So it pulls out the water from the sea to the low-lying coastal areas, and also it bring continuous rain, and it forms floods, flood. Due to this, due to the high speed winds are also formed. Due to this, then it will damage houses, telephone, other communication systems, trees, etc., and also causing tremendous loss of life and property. Okay, these are the destructions caused by the cyclone. Which are the factors that contribute to the development of cyclone? Yes, we know that high speed winds, temperature, humidity, and wind direction. These are the factors contribute to the development of a cyclone. Then what are the destructions caused by cyclones? Yes, the cyclones destroy the many houses, telephones, and other communication systems, trees, etc., and also it is very threatening to the life of people and property. Okay, next we learn about the formation, the structure of a cyclone. The structure of a cyclone means the cyclone contains an eye. That eye is situated in the center of the storm. That center of the storm is very calm and quiet area. Next, a cyclone is a high speed wind. Cyclone means a high speed wind. So, a cyclone is known by different names. A cyclone is known by different names in different parts of the world. It is called as hurricane. In the American continent. In American continent, the cyclone is known by hurricane. In American continent, a cyclone is known by hurricane, and in Philippines and Japan, it is called a typhoon. In Philippines and Japan, it is called as typhoon. The cyclone is called as typhoon. The Philippines and Japan. In Philippines and Japan, cyclone is called as typhoon. In American continent, the cyclone is called as hurricane. In different parts of the world, the cyclone's name is different. Okay. Then next we learn about another cyclone. That means tornado. In our country, they are not very frequent. A tornado is a dark funnel-shaped cloud that reaches from the sky to the ground. Most of the tornadoes are weak. A violent tornado can travel at the speeds of about 300 km per hour. Tornadoes may form within cyclones. From within cyclones, the tornado. Next cyclone, we know the tornadoes. Next one, tornadoes. The tornadoes are formed in our country. Then tornado is a dark funnel-shaped cloud that reaches from the sky to the ground. Within the cyclone. cyclones. Most of the tornadoes are weak, and also a violent tornado. A violent tornado can travel at speeds of about 300 km per hour. 300 km per hour. Okay. Then the whole coastline of India is vulnerable to cyclones, particularly the east coast. Okay. Next, we know that we learn about tornado. In our country, the destructions caused by cyclones we learn. Next, we learn in the different parts of our in the world, the cyclone's name is different. In American continent, cyclone hurricane. Next, in Philippines and Japan, it is called, the cyclone is called as typhoon. Then in our country, cyclone is called as tornadoes. Cyclone is called as tornadoes. These tornadoes are occurred within the cyclones. The tornado means it is a dark clouds. Dark clouds originate from the sky to the ground. Next, we are going to learn about effective safety measures. Effective safety measures. Effective safety measures. Effective safety measures. Then next we know that we learn about the destructions caused by cyclones. We learn the high speed winds can damage, or the high speed wind means the cyclone can damage many houses, telephones and other communication systems, trees, etc. And also it will cause tremendous loss of life and property. So, and also we learn about tornadoes. What do you mean by tornado? Tornado means a tornado is a dark funnel shaped cloud that reaches from the sky to the ground. Okay, that is called a tornado. Next, in your textbook, here a picture is given to measure the wind speed. An instrument used to measure the wind speed, that is anemometer. The picture of anemometer is given in your textbook. That is here. With the help of this anemometer, the wind speed is measured. The instrument that measures the wind speed is called an anemometer. Which instrument is used to measure the wind speed? Anemometer. And the instrument that measures the wind speed is called anemometer. Anemometer is an instrument used to measure the wind speed. Okay. Next one. The effective safety measures. A cyclone forecast and warning service. Cyclone forecast and most effective safety measures. Cyclone forecast and warning service. Then rapid communication of warnings to the government agencies, the ports, fishermen, ships, and to the general public. These are the effective safety measures for cyclones. First one, cyclone forecast and warning services. Second one, rapid communication of warnings given to the government agencies, the ports, fishermen, then ships, and to the public. Next one, construction of cyclone shelters in the cyclone prone areas and administrative arrangements for moving people fast to safer places. That means that if we get the people or the government agencies get a warning about the cyclones, So at that time, the people moving from the to the safer places, that is an effective safety measure against cyclone. Okay, next action on the part of the people. What we do if we all if us, that means human beings, what the human beings can do if a cyclone is coming. First one, we should not ignore the warnings issued by the meteorological department. Meteorological department means the meteorological department in our country, in Delhi, that means and the meteorological department present in New Delhi give the warnings. So we should not ignore that warnings given by the meteorological department through TV, radio and newspaper. And second one, we should make necessary arrangements to shift the essential household goods, domestic animals and vehicles, etc. to safer place. So we should next one, we should make necessary arrangements to shift to a safer place with the essential household goods, domestic animals, vehicles, etc. to safer places. Next one, these are the action on the part of the people. First one, we should not ignore the warnings issued by the meteorological departments through TV, radio and newspaper. And second one, we should alert to make necessary arrangements to shift the essential household goods, domestic animals and vehicles, etc. to safer places. Then on the time of cyclones, avoid driving on roads. On the time of cyclones, avoid driving on roads through standing water. Next, as floods may have damaged the roads. If we driving through the roads, the flood may have damaged the roads. Next one, we should keep ready then phone numbers of all emergency services. We should keep the phone numbers of all emergency services like police, fire, then medical centers, etc. These are the actions done on the part of the people. First one, we should not ignore the warnings. Issued by the meteorological department through TV, radio, newspaper, etc. Second one, we should alert to make necessary arrangements to shift with the essential household goods, animals, then animals and vehicles to safer places. And also we should avoiding driving on roads. Through standing water. Next one, we should keep ready the phone numbers of all the emergency services. We should keep we should keep the phone numbers of all emergency services like police, fire, medical centers, etc. Okay. Next, some other precautions if we are staying in a cyclone hit area. Okay, all of you listen. First, do not drink water that could be contaminated. Always store drinking water for emergencies. During the time of cyclone, if we staying in a cyclone hit area, we do not drink water at that time. Because that water is contaminated. And also we should alert about always store drinking water for emergencies. Always store always keep drinking water for emergencies. Otherwise, the water is contaminated. Second precaution means do not touch wet switches and fallen power lines. Do not touch during the time of cyclone. We do not touch the switches. Do not touch wet switches and fallen power lines. We know that during the time of cyclone, high speed winds are formed. Due to this, the power lines are fallen down, so we should careful. We do not touch wet switches and fallen power lines. We do not touch wet switches and fallen power lines. Next, do not go out just for the sake of fun. Do not go out. We should in a safer place. Do not go out just for the sake of fun. Next one, do not touch wet switches. Do not touch wet switches and fallen power lines. Do not touch wet switches and fallen power lines. Next one, do not go out. Do not go out just for the sake of fun. Next one, do not pressurize the rescue force by making undue demands. Do not pressurize the rescue force. Do not pressurize the rescue force, because we know that at the time of cyclones it's very dangerous situation. So do not pressurize the rescue. Then rescue force. Next, cooperate and help our neighbors and friends. At the time of cyclones, we should cooperate and help our neighbors and friends. We should cooperate and help our neighbors and friends. These are the precautions we taken if we are staying in a cyclone hit area. These are the precautions we should take if we are staying in a cyclone hit area. First one, do not drink water that could be contaminated. Do not drink water. Do not drink water, because that water at the time of cyclone the water is contaminated. And always store drinking water. Always store drinking water for emergencies. Always store drinking water for emergencies. Okay. Next one, do not touch wet switches. Do not touch wet switches and fallen power lines. Do not touch wet switches and fallen power lines. Next, do not go out just for the sake of fun. Next one, do not pressurize the rescue force. Do not pressurize the rescue force. Last one, cooperate, and we should cooperate and help our neighbors and friends during the time of cyclones. Next one, once again, about what all things we learn in this. First, we learn about destructions caused by cyclones. Destructions caused by cyclones. Okay, what are the destructions caused by cyclones? We know that a cyclone means the high speed winds. So the high speed winds can cause damage to the houses, so many houses, then communication systems, telephones, trees, then etc. can be destroyed due to cyclones, that due to high speed winds. And also it can cause tremendous the loss of life and property. Then in other that means in other part of the world, the name of cyclone is different from one place to another. In Philippines and Japan, the cyclone is named as typhoon. In Philippines and Japan, the cyclone is named as typhoon. Then in American continent, the cyclone is named as hurricane. The cyclone is named as hurricane. Next, in our country, the cyclone, within the cyclone, a tornado is formed. A tornado means a tornado is a dark funnel-shaped cloud. A dark funnel-shaped cloud that reaches from the sky to the ground. From the sky to the ground. Tornado means a dark funnel-shaped cloud. A dark funnel-shaped cloud that reaches from the sky to the ground. So the most of the tornadoes are not violent. If it is violent tornado, it can travel at speed of about 300 kilometer per hour. A violent tornado can travel at speeds of about 300 kilometer per hour. About 300 kilometer per hour. Okay. Next we learn about the effective safety measures we should take. First, we know that a cyclone forecast and give warning services. Then rapid communication of warnings to the government agencies, port, fishermen, etc. And also it gives give arrangements to the government for shifting the peoples if they are lying or they are live in the area of cyclone hit area. Okay. Next we learn about the precautions we taken at the time of cyclone. First one, we should not ignore the warnings issued by the meteorological department through TV, radio and newspaper. Second one, we should alert, and also we should make necessary arrangements for shifting from the places to another places with the necessary essential households, then animals, vehicles, etc. to the safer places. Then avoid driving on roads during the cyclones. Then if floods are formed, then we should keep the emergency phone numbers of fire, police and the medical centers. Next, we do not drink water at the time of cyclones because it is contaminated. We should keep water. We should store water for drinking. We should store water for drinking for emergencies. Next, do not touch wet switches. Do not touch wet switches and fallen power lines. Do not touch wet switches and fallen power lines. Do not go out for just for the sake of fun. Then do not pressurize the rescue force. Next, we should cooperate and help our neighbors and friends at the time or during the time of cyclones. Okay. Next, today at the present scenario, we know that advanced technology has helped the peoples to identify, to know about the cyclones, to know about the cyclones. That means our satellites that today we should, thanks to our satellites and radars, a cyclone alert or cyclone watch is issued 48 hours in advance of any expected storm, and a cyclone warning is issued 24 hours. So we should, thanks to our satellites and radars, because that give us the warnings about the cyclones, wind, high speed winds, rains, etc. The disasters occurred in our earth. Okay. So our lesson is over. So once again we should revise our portions. In this chapter we learn about winds, storms and cyclones. In this chapter we learn about winds, storms and cyclones. Okay, we know that we learn about winds, how storms are formed, then different activities we discussed. Then what we learn? Yes, we learn about how the wind currents are generated. We learn about uneven heating of land and water. The rain is formed. Then the monsoon winds carry water and it rains, etc. we learn. Then we learn about thunderstorms and cyclones. How a thunderstorm becomes a cyclone. How a thunderstorm becomes a cyclone. Next we learn about the function or the structure of a cyclone. The cyclone consists of the center of a cyclone is a calm area. That is the eye of the cyclone. That is the eye of the storm. a cyclone can destruct so many things in our in the earth. It will take many life of peoples and property found in the earth atmosphere. So dear children, all of you read your notebook, textbook more and more times. If you have any doubt, ask me. You can personally call me to overcome your doubts. Okay, then it's a very simple lesson. So in your textbook, step the flowchart will help you to understand the phenomena that lead to the formation of clouds and falling of rain and creation of storms and cyclones. That means in page number 92, a flowchart is given how clouds, then storms and cyclones form. First one, difference of temperature between two regions. We know that the air moves from higher temperature to the lower temperature regions. So the difference of temperature between two regions is one of the factor for occurring clouds, cyclone. Next is sets convection in air. We know that during the time due to sunlight, the water present in the atmosphere changed into water vapor through evaporation, and that water vapor condenses and form liquid again and form raindrops. Then warm air rises, creating a low pressure area. We know that if the warm air can rise, so cool air cannot easily move or rises up. Warm air can rises up, and if the warm air rises up, there is a low pressure area created. Then cool air converges to the low pressure area. At that time, what happened? The cool air rushes into the low pressure area. Then warm air rises, cools, and the water vapor condenses to form clouds. How the clouds form? Yes, warm air rises. We know that due to the sunlight, the water present in the atmosphere change into water vapor, and so that warm air rises and they create a low pressure area. At that time, the cool air converges to the low pressure area, and then the warm air rises, then cools, and the water vapor condenses to form clouds. In that way, clouds form. Next, the bigger water drops in the cloud fall to the ground as rain. How? We know that the dark clouds contain bigger water drops. So the bigger water drops come down to the ground and make it as a rain. Then the rain, hail or snow. Next, falling water droplets and rising air move vigorously to produce thunderstorm. We know that falling water droplets are cooled water droplets, and rising air move. Rising air means it's warm air. So at that time of collision of warm air and the cool water droplets produce the thunderstorm. The warm air and the cool water droplets moves vigorously. That means moves their own way. So it makes thunderstorms. Okay. Under certain weather conditions, storms may develop into cyclones. What are the weather conditions? Humidity, temperature, then high speed wind, wind direction. These are the factors contribute to the development of cyclones. It is the flow charts to understand how a cyclone formed, how a cloud formed, how a thunderstorm forms. How a thunderstorm forms, we know that. Once again, we know that difference of we know that if we consider two regions, the temperature of that two regions are different. Then what happens? Yes, due to the sunlight, the water present in the atmosphere converts into vapor, and it condenses to form big clouds. and these big clouds fallen down into the earth as rain, and what happens, the the falling water drop and the rising air moves vigorously and make it collision and form thunderstorms. Then under certain weather conditions the cyclone is also formed. Okay, all of you understood about it? Okay, so if you have any doubt, ask me personally. Okay, then next we learn about what thunderstorm, structure of a cyclone, safety measures, etc. Okay, so our lesson is over. So if you have any doubt, ask me personally. Then more and more times you should read your textbooks. You should read your textbook. You get more idea about your wind storms and cyclones. Then you should write your notes properly in your notebook, and after writing the notes take a photo and send it to me. Then okay, thank you.